This video will lead you through the entire home buying process, whether it's your first home, an investment, upgrade, or downsizing. When preparing to buy a home, your budget is the most important consideration. Amount of deposit, borrowing capacity, servicing the debt. Additional upfront costs such as property reports, taxes, building, and pest inspections. Speaking to your bank or mortgage broker before doing anything is very important. This will give you an idea of your borrowing capacity, your loan options, and preparation of necessary paperwork in order to secure a loan. Once this is completed, applying for a loan and securing a pre-approval will ensure you stay within your spending limits. A repayments calculator is a great tool when planning your budget. This will show you how much the repayments will be. Also, don't forget to include upfront costs of buying and factor these into your budget to avoid unexpected surprises. Remember, if you are an investor, you must look at this process purely from a business point of view. Unlike a family home, you don't need to fall in love with it. Its purpose is to make you money, both by providing regular rental income and also capital growth, which is the increased value of the property over time. If you are purchasing a home to live in, consider your requirements. What type of property are you looking for? A large house, cottage, or apartment? Will you be working from home or running a business from this property? Consider the ideal location to suit your lifestyle. You may change your mind once you start looking, but it's great to have a basic idea of how much you can afford and what is your main non-negotiable criteria before you invest too much time actively looking. Finding a suitable property. To begin, most people start their research online. You can do this through various online real estate sites. Once you have decided on your preferred location, select the property size and features. Start shortlisting to keep track of the homes you're interested in. Most online sites allow you to set up alerts and you'll be notified as soon as new homes are listed which match your criteria. Most locations have real estate agents, which are local property experts. This means they mainly sell homes within a defined location and generally know everything about the area. A seasoned agent will provide valuable information such as any future government developments which may affect your purchase. For example, a new school would be regarded as a bonus as the location would attract families, whereas a new freeway or train line could mean more noise pollution. Leaving your details with agents means they can contact you as soon as a new property becomes available for sale. Once you have a few homes on your shortlist, you can start making inquiries by getting price guides, property information, and making a note of home open times. Adding this to your phone calendar is handy. Inspecting the property. Property viewings are a good time to inspect the homes you're interested in to determine which one is right for you. Bring a friend or family member who may be a builder or tradesperson who can look for potential issues such as mold, blockages, pest infestations, or structural issues. Ensure to create a checklist before attending each viewing. Leave notes and comments and refer to them later. It's frustrating trying to remember details after you've inspected several properties. Take photos on your phone and bring along a tape measure when determining if your furniture will fit into a particular space. Ask the agent questions and take notes of what they say. Ask about the age and condition of the property, especially kitchens and bathrooms. Just in case, you need to allow extra money in your budget for renovations further down the track. How noisy or busy is the street? Are there any restrictions regarding street parking? What's included in the sale? Are there any known issues with the property? When was it last renovated? What are the yearly rates or taxes? If you're keen on a particular home, several inspections are a good idea. You don't always notice important details the first time round. Also, choosing a different time of day will give you further insight into important aspects such as natural lighting and street noise. Use online sites to research recent comparable property sales in that area to determine if the asking price is fair. Due diligence. Background checks before buying any property are essential. This will be one of the biggest investments you will make, so it's a good idea to find any potential problems before you buy. Any issues found can also be a useful bargaining tool when negotiating with a vendor. If you are keen on a particular property, a building and pest inspection is advised. They are conducted by qualified building professionals who inspect and use special tools and equipment to identify structural issues such as damp, cracking, rotting of structural timber or rising damp, as well as infestations of pests like cockroaches, rats, mice, or termites. The findings are compiled in a detailed report, which also outlines any limitations of the inspections, such as areas that were inaccessible. These reports can be pricey, so they would only be used if you are keen and ready to buy. Once you've received a copy of the contract from the agent, it's advisable to engage a property lawyer or solicitor to check through it. The contract contains information such as the title description, land and water rates, purchase price, settlement date, and the zoning of the property. It will also contain any special conditions or deadlines, as well as any matters relating to the title, such as covenants, easements, or restrictions. Contract formats differ in each location and country, that's why a local property lawyer is the best person to speak with. Your lawyer may suggest changes to the contract to protect your interests, but you can also propose changes or add special conditions to the contract. Examples of these are a longer settlement period, replacing light bulbs, or even fixing items such as ovens or heaters which don't work. Finally, the purchasing process. Once you've completed your due diligence, you are now ready to make an offer. Deciding how much to offer for a property can be very tricky. It depends on market conditions, competition from other buyers, and your own personal circumstances. An offer should always leave room for negotiations, and remember, the agent is working for the homeowner, not for the buyer. If you disclose too much information, the selling agent will use this information to negotiate against you to get the best possible selling price. This is their job. Otherwise, consider hiring a valuer to determine the property's true value or a buyer's agent who will work for you, but of course, this will add another fee to your overall cost. To comply with legal obligations, it is important to submit your offer in writing to the agent, who will then forward it to the vendor. In your written offer, clearly state the proposed purchase price and any conditions you wish to include, such as requested repairs, the deposit amount, and a specified deadline for the vendor to accept or reject the offer. Once a price and conditions have been agreed and the contract has been signed by both parties, the buyer has the legal right to a cooling-off period. A cooling-off period is the length of time after the purchase in which buyer can cancel the transaction. The standard cooling-off period is around 3 business days, depending on your state or country. Buyers who cancel their purchase will usually pay a termination fee, often a small percentage of the sale price, which will compensate the seller for time lost. Buying at auction usually requires the buyer to waive the cooling-off period if they are the successful bidder. This means all your property research and due diligence needs to be completed, and a home loan pre-approval needs to be in place before you bid. The most important thing to do at auction is stick to your budget. Often buyers get swept up in the moment, especially if you've missed out on several properties at auction in the past. Your limit should be very clear in your mind before you attend. If you're the successful bidder, you'll generally be expected to pay a 10% deposit on the day. Most agents accept a bank transfer, otherwise, you'll need a bank check. The settlement period is when both parties have completed the transaction. The solicitors then complete all the required legal paperwork, ensuring the purchaser is buying exactly what they've been sold. Finally, when settlement day arrives, the seller receives the outstanding purchase monies owed. The property is then legally transferred to the buyer, and the buyer is given the keys and is now the new homeowner. Thank you for watching. For further property tips, please subscribe to our channel.